What should you buy this morning? What are you recommending? What are you advocating for at the moment?
Well, so let me maybe answer the question a little bit differently.
Sure.
If you look at the tech basket relative to the rest of the market, its earnings are on fire. Its multiples are down 20% versus the rest of the market. So I think the tech basket looks incredibly attractive. If there's one group that kind of stands out, it's actually the AI semiconductor names, the Avagos and the Nvidias. If you look at the growth they're delivering, how much the upside revisions are in their numbers, and how inexpensive they are relative to that growth, they look incredibly attractive. I think that there's also a bunch of things in the software space that are dislocated near term, but I think that those big semi names.
The semis was a curious trade last week. It was really interesting to us that we had these announcements, these massive capex intentions. You're all familiar with the numbers, 650 billion across 4 names, and yet we saw semis trade softer. What do you think that was about?
Yeah, I can't answer on a given day or week, but I can tell you what we do is we array the entire technology space and we say where's the momentum in their earnings, and then where's their valuation and what's their price action, and we try to find situations where they can't be justified. You cannot justify the valuations being so low on some of these semi names for such exceptional growth, and they do not have the same capex spend that you do on these hyperscalers.
Would you be buying some of these private credit stocks, the companies, the KKRs, the Apollos that have gotten very beaten up?
It's not in my line of focus. I will tell you, if we get outside of the whole AI conversation, I'll tell you what I think.
There's more to life outside.
Well, maybe not. Yeah, but
being us, he's like, I'll ask the question you should have asked.
I'm sorry.
No, carry on.
The focus this year, especially as we move through the year, is going to be on the midterm elections, which are going to be super important. In order for Republicans to hold both houses of Congress, they're going to need a consumer that is feeling heard. And that means that there's going to be a lot of effort to ease the burden on consumers, to make housing more affordable, to make their basket of goods and services more affordable, and the like. There's the conduit for that is the financials. You have to prop up the banking sector in order to get money in people's hands, and also consumer stocks. I think those are going to be win. I think that the housing sector, housing stocks, home builders and like, are going to be a focus. You've seen the buying of mortgage paper by the GSEs. I think there's going to be more focus on that.
Isn't that a point of tension in your outlook, though? A little contradiction, that you start the conversation by saying the economy's really good, and you finish the conversation by saying it's so bad they're going to have to do these things.
No, I mean, if you looked at where I started the note, labor is taking a smaller part of the overall pie. The inflation number might be down now, but we're still going out on a Saturday night, and the cost of that dinner, people are saying, when is it going to come down? We all know it doesn't come down. It just goes up more slowly. They need to feel heard. They need to know that there are things being done to address these affordability issues. And in order to do that, any policy that's going to address that is going to pump up the consumer and consumer stocks.
John, it's good to see you. Thank you, sir.